Luigi is probably one of my favorite video game characters ever. And then Luigi in Smash is just Mario, but weird. Really weird. Why is he doing that? So today I'm going to fix Luigi's moveset by leaning into his own series of games, the Luigi's Mansion series, and also getting rid of some moves that I don't really think makes sense for a Luigi moveset in 2026. His overall speed and movement should pretty much remain the same. His jump will remain the same. His entrance animation is fine. His alts could use some updating. I would love to see a bubble flower alt from Mario Wonder replace his current pink alt. And to replace his yellow alt, whatever that is, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I want like an actual like Mario alt, red hat, blue overalls. He's always had that pink one, but never really a red one to reference Mario. So, and I don't know which alt you would replace to get this one in. Black overall look from Mario Galaxy. I would love to see that on either Mario or Luigi. You could also do a Mr. L thing here if you wanted to. I just doubt that Nintendo wants to reference Super Paper Mario in this next Smash game, so I don't think that's going to work. His taunts are also mostly fine. The only one I'm not a huge fan of is like the plank one. Like, it's really weird. It's like really ridiculous and really strange. It is funny, but I think you probably replace that with either a taunt with Luigi or a taunt with Polterpup. Let's start with his jab. I think his jab should remain the same. I think it works pretty well. It's a 3-hit jab. I think it works with Luigi's personality, and I think it works well as a move. And his dash attack will also remain the same. I think it's fitting for Luigi's kind of cowardly personality. Now we're going to move on to the tilts. I've got one tilt that will remain the same, and that is Luigi's down tilt. Creates space and can poke shields, so I want to keep that in his moveset. His up tilt will be changed to, it's called the like Poltergust Burst in Luigi's Mansion 3. The Poltergust kind of like jets up and lifts Luigi off the ground. This will be like a quicker version of that. Sends him in the air pretty briefly and quickly sends him back to the ground so he can either use that move again or use a follow-up move. So it doesn't have as much in lag as you would think using that move from the games, but it's a little bit quicker. Also, I should probably mention, like, I would think that Luigi's Poltergust just stays on his back throughout the whole fight for this, because I do have some moves involving the Poltergust, so we'll probably just be on him the whole time. Forward tilt is going to be a electricity-based move, a type of move he can use in the Mario and Luigi games. It'll just be kind of like a quick like burst of electricity, a quick jolt of electricity in front of him. Pretty similar to like Mii Gunner's forward tilt, where it's just kind of like a quick burst of energy that sends people flying forward. It's just a quick little burst of energy that comes out of Luigi's hands. He's probably going to hold his hands more in front of him. It's pretty strong, could probably kill at later percents. Let's move on to Luigi's aerials. Something I thought would be funny for his neutral air. I don't have a problem really with this current neutral air. I thought of this and thought it was kind of a funny idea. Luigi has a lot of silly moves. I don't want to take away like all this, like some silliness to his moves. So I thought for his nair, he could hit that iconic pose that he has on like the Luigi's Mansion cover, where he's got like both hands on his face and he's screaming. So he does that for his nair. There should also be like a shockwave that comes from him yelling. Maybe that can be more of what is like causing the damage. Another aerial that I thought was clever and kind of funny. So Luigi does like a victory animation where he does finger guns. I thought it'd be really funny if that was his forward air, where he was like running, he's jumping through the air and he goes like bang bang, and so it's like a 2-hit nair. So first one comes out and kind of lifts up, and the second one comes out, kind of comes up and hits and then lifts up. Each one of these has like 2 hits, so it's got the initial stab and then the kick of like the finger gun, so it can send you out but can also figure out lower percents in there and then send you up with this. And this comes out and does the same thing. I thought that'd be really fun for Luigi's forward air. It's not really a reference to anything, but he already does it in Smash anyway, so I thought it'd be a fitting forward air for him. And it's kind of goofy, and it gives him something that not a lot of people do in this game, and it's a unique forward air, so I thought it would make sense and be a lot of fun. Okay, he's got a new up air, and it does involve the Poltergust. So For this move, Luigi kind of points his poltergust in the air. The ghost is like trying to get out of it, but he's like pulling the ghost back in with the poltergust. So it should probably have like a little bit of a win box on it, but the ghost actually is the thing doing the damage. You could also do a thing where it's like there's 3 different ghosts that come out of it. I think you should just be one ghost for the sake of consistency. Probably be a ghost from Luigi's Mansion 3. He sends the poltergust up, the ghost comes out of it, hits somebody, and the move kind of sends him down a little bit. Could also be an interesting movement option, kind of cover somebody that's above you and also wanting to go down. I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. So his down air and back air both are going to stay the same. Luigi having that like backwards drop kick, I think makes a lot of sense. I don't want all of his moves to have the poltergust involved. I want him to actually have some moves that allows him to get very close to the opponent. So I want to keep that drop kick, and I do want to keep that spin jump. Maybe you can make the animation more match the actual like spin jumps from the Mario games. So that is more of a reference to the Mario games where Luigi is playable. So I wanted to keep that, and it also helps him keep a spike and also a move that he can use close to people instead of having to have a lot of moves that are ranged. Also really quick, his grab, it will remain the same. Probably want to have the animations more closely resemble Luigi's Mansion 3, where you can slam opponents on the ground. But most of what he does with his grab and everything makes sense. We'll keep that, and we'll keep his throws going the same direction, just with a new animation more in line with what he does in Luigi's Mansion 3. Now it's on to smash attacks. So all 3 of these smash attacks are brand new. His down smash is him jumping in the air with his poltergust and slamming a ghost down. I talked about the ghost slams that he does in Luigi's Mansion 3. It's still a reference to that, but he's more jumping up in the air and actually sending the ghost down. It's obviously more exaggerated than the grabs, and it's also more powerful. It might create a little bit of a shockwave as well. And for his up smash, I talked about this in up tilt earlier when he had like the poltergust burst, where it was just kind of a slight thing, lifts him off the ground and then he goes back. This is an exaggerated version of that, where he can hold it for a little bit and it sends him up, and there's an up hit, and then when he comes back down, there's a small shockwave, but nothing too crazy. But the main hit is him being sent into the air by that poltergust. For his forward smash, I thought about keeping it the same, but I decided to go with, I wanted a reference to Polterpup, so I ended up adding it here in the forward smash. Luigi, all throughout Luigi's Mansion 3, is constantly chasing Polterpup, so I thought it'd be fitting for him to, for his forward smash, to kind of be like trying to chase him, or more like trying to stop him from like launching forward, but Polterpup kind of runs forward. He's launching forward into the direction you're facing, and Luigi's kind of trying to like stop him, but Polterpup is the one actually doing the damage. Okay, here's where things get interesting. His special moves. This is where I changed almost everything. I think I left one the same. The one I left the same is his up special. It's a good reference to the Mario games. I didn't want to leave that out because Luigi is a big part of the Mario games. So I wanted to keep that one. It also just is a really good recovery. Everything's the same, even like the special timing on it where it does a lot of damage. That's also the same. So we'll talk about the main one people probably expect to be here, and that's just the Poltergust 3000. That's his neutral special. So how I wanted it to function is pretty straightforward. You push B and it almost functions similar to like K. Rool's blunderbuss, except it doesn't spit out the ball, where it just pulls people in. But once they're in the Poltergust, it's very similar to his final smash currently, where while they're in the Poltergust, they build up a lot of damage. It is something they can mash out of, so you have to be careful with how long you want to keep them in there, because they can mash out of it like a lot of other moves. People can actually mash out of that move, so you got to be careful. But the longer they're in there, the more damage they get, and the more damage they currently have, the longer they can stay in there without mashing out. By using the B button, again, you can spin them out in whatever direction you want. So forward, you can turn around, go back, up, wherever you want to shoot them. If you're in the air, you can spin them down. You're not going to be able to spin them down if you're actually standing on the ground, but so if you hold shield and then B, it switches to a different mode where it actually blows air out and you can just push people around. Similar to Mario's Flood, except it's not fully charged all the time. This would be a great edge guard move and also great for just mixing up your opponents while they're on the stage. I think it could also maybe delay some some projectiles. Heavier projectiles would probably just go through it. I thought it would also be interesting if you could suck in projectiles that are being thrown at you and spit them back out. You just had to push B to kind of inhale projectile and then push B again to spin them back out. And you can change the directions. This would be interesting for like free-for-alls to get somebody's projectile, turn around and spit it out the other way. That'd be very interesting. So if the projectiles are being thrown at you are water, fire, or ice projectiles, you can inhale them, push shield, and then B, since the poltergust is now in like the mode where it spits stuff back out. If it's a fire projectile, for like a short period of time, you can spit out fire, just like you can in Luigi's Mansion. Same thing for fire, ice, and water. Any kind of moves that involve those, hail it, you can switch over to other mode, and you can excel fire, ice, or water, depending on what the moves is, for a short amount of time. It would function like it is in the Luigi's Mansion games, where you can, I would say like probably like 5 seconds or so, maybe 3, like not too long. And you can like turn around while you're spitting it out, and you have free movement of Luigi while you're doing that. This sounds like a lot for one neutral special, but the poltergust can do so many things. I think it's important to show a lot of different functions of it. There would probably have to be some kind of heater involved, like maybe there's an overheating function for the poltergust. So you're not just using that move. I don't know. That's something that should probably happen, just so it's not being overused. It will automatically charge back up. If you're not using it for that special, it will automatically charge back up. We'll talk about his down B now. His down B is Luigi. If you've played Multiverses, I like to think he would function kind of like a Meeseeks box that Rick has. So you place him on the ground. You can sit him there. You can either just leave him there and you can throw like opponents into him and then he automatically attacks when opponents are around him. You can have him move where you push down B and then forward, and then he just runs across the stage, or you can push down B and down B again, and he will just attack where he is. You can only have one Luigi out at a time. For a side special, this might be annoying because he's already got the grab he has, but like, I went with the suction shot. It's also from Luigi's Mansion 3. One, you can use it to like grapple to the stage. You can use it to command grab enemies, or you can use it to grab items. And I know that's going to sound broken because Luigi already has the poltergust that can deal with items.
What? No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
But it's only like tangible items. So like Luigi, like say he's fighting Diddy Kong, he throws banana peel, he can use that and grab the banana peel out of the air. Or like any turnips, peach throws, things like those he can grab. But not like if Samus has an energy blast full charge and shoots it at you, you can't use that to grab that. You're gonna get destroyed. So it can be a command grab, it can be used to recover, and it can also be used to grab tangible items. Things that people can leave and people can pick up already in Smash, but you can just pick them up with that. And if once he grabs like an actual fighter with it, he can kind of like bash him like he can in Luigi's Mansion 3. Luigi might be broken against people with projectiles, but I didn't really think about that before making this video, so I do apologize. I didn't really think of this in a way of like, oh, I want to make sure he's balanced. I just thought of this video in a way of, oh, this is a fun moveset for Luigi. So do keep that in mind. If you're in the comments and you're like, oh, this is so unbalanced, this is not going to work, that's okay. This is just a fan of the moveset, okay? It's just for fun, okay? Just keep that in mind. I do want to talk about some victory animations real quick. The finger gun one stays, obviously. I put that in actual move, so it needs to stay. But as far as the planking one, I want to replace that with him and Polterpup, kind of like Polterpup. He's chasing around Polterpup and then falls down. For a third one, a ghost comes out of his Poltergust and then just chases him around. And he's just running around like the whole victory screen. Now for his final smash. It is a new final smash. Since his Poltergust is being used a lot, I didn't want to use just the Poltergust for his final smash. I feel like that'd be kind of like repetitive. And I've talked about this actually before in an older video. If you've seen that one, you might know where I'm going with this. So his final smash is King Boo. And what happens basically, it's like a cutscene. King Boo escapes out of Luigi's Poltergust and Luigi sees him and just runs away. But by that time, King Boo he's already got the opponent and he turns them into a painting. And this would be interesting because it would give like original painting, like Luigi's Mansion painting art for each character. So each character would have a different painting that's not just, obviously not their renders or whatever, it would be a totally original painting look, like they're trapped in a painting, only for this final smash, which I think would make it pretty cool and really interesting. And so that's the cutscene. It should be like a Ridley thing, where it's like if the opponent is above 100%, the ending of the final smash will just make them automatically disappear. So I think that would be a cool final smash for Luigi. And Luigi just lets people get turned into a painting. Kind of messed up, but he did it. So yeah. So that is my Luigi's moveset and for the new Smash Bros. Game that comes out. Sakurai, if you're watching this, take notes. Let me know what you thought about the moveset in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more movesets for Smash Bros. Characters. It's something I want to try to do a lot more of. So let me know if you want to see that, and also let me know who you would like to see me make a moveset for next. But that's all the time I've got. I gotta get back to playing Animal Crossing New Horizons on my Nintendo Switch 2.